Hi there, it's Jingjing. I'm so happy to bring you this week's video on an interesting topic. In fact, this is not a question being asked a lot yet, but I'm inspired to expand on it so that you have a clear understanding why I share the type of topics I share, and in the meantime, to help you have some great clarities on living the life you truly desire. Often in these videos, you hear me mention the concept law of attraction. If this is the first video you've watched on this channel, then you got really lucky because I'm going to give you a good explanation of it here again. The concept law of attraction became an overnight sensation because of the movie The Secret and the book under the same name. The movie especially tends to get a mixed response from the public, as it's indeed quite a work sensation. After all, it's motion pictures, and it can put people off with that kind of hype. But nonetheless, it did a great job in opening the whole humanity up to metaphysical concepts that are beyond the touchable, seeable, tangible reality. Its overnight success is no coincidence, and it's undeniably a huge contribution to humanity's consciousness evolution. And this evolution has been gaining momentum like never before in the history of this humanity. I was led to watch the movie in 2010, right before I knew I was going to study in Europe. And yes, I recognize that hype feel in the movie, but something still struck a chord in me. It was a strong resonance with the core message. And as I was studying Europe, my curiosity about the subject reached another peak when I was at the crossroad of deciding what I was going to do when finishing the master's study. That was a monumental period of time as I look back. It was then that I all of a sudden discovered a wide range of teachings on metaphysics, spirituality. I say all of a sudden, but indeed there's no such a thing as coincidence or all of a sudden. It's because I was asking and asking for more and more answers about life without knowing I was asking. Then it happened most naturally, you could say. All those new understandings about life were so delicious and so mind-blowing that I'd often use a funny analogy to describe how I felt. It was like I was a hungry mouse that suddenly fell into a barn full of rice. Long story short, I began my own awakening journey in such a palpable and powerful way that I started to understand my life purpose, the meaning of many of my life events. That's where I got on the path of becoming a life coach, or rather prefer to call myself a guide. And every step of the way, I have seemingly unknowingly just kept following my gut feelings. Then I was guided to go through a coach training program specialized on law of attraction, which I'm very grateful for. However, being the way I am, I simply couldn't confine myself to one framework. So instead, I kept exploring way outside of the training program and had the most fulfilling and expansive journey ever since. That's a bit of the backstory, which leads to what I want to share with you today. Why I don't teach how to apply law of attraction to attract something you want. Reason number one, you don't need to apply it. You see, law of attraction is in essence a law of physics, and it is aligned with quantum physics. In full explanation, it means everything in the universe is made of energy, and energy by nature vibrates at a certain frequency, and that's the signature of each different energy. And all energies in the universe are managed by this powerful law, which is energies of the same vibrating frequency come together or are attracted to each other. This means each of us are energy beings. Our thoughts have energy frequency, the food we eat are energy, and everything we encounter in life, including people, events, stuff, are all because of energy resonance. So if you want to have a certain experience, then you must vibrate in that energy frequency to match up with it. And how do you know your energy frequency? You can tell your energy by your emotions. The better you feel, the higher and purer your energy frequency is. In really simple and direct terms, if you want to have happy experiences, then you must vibrate in a way that you are happy first, and then that experience will come to you. Whether you believe this or not, whether you are aware of it or not, it's always at work managing everything. Just like law of gravity, it keeps everything on the ground without us applying it. Funny thing is, we really don't go to a school to learn how to apply gravity in order to stay on the ground, right? So it's the same with the law of attraction. You only need to understand it and let it work in your favor instead of against you. But you don't need to try to apply it because it's always there at work. Reason number 2, to attract a specific thing with law of attraction often doesn't work. You might hear people talk about how to use the law of attraction to attract this or that. And I don't deny that sometimes it works. But I like to explain once for all why a lot of the time it doesn't work. It's not because the law of attraction doesn't work. It's working all the time. It is because focusing on attracting a specific thing is often counter-effective and stops the thing from coming to you. Here's what I mean. Law of attraction is about matching energy frequency. So to quote-unquote attract something is literally about tuning your frequency to match the frequency of that reality where you have that thing. That means you consistently feel the feelings that you would feel when you already have that thing. That frequency is a higher frequency, and those feelings are exalted feelings, wonderful feelings such as happy, excited, content, peaceful, compassionate, satisfied, passionate, loving and being loved, etc. And that's when you are matching the frequency, and then that thing you want comes to you, and it feels natural. So when people try to attract something, they either don't really understand this principle well enough and just try to attract from a vibration of, I don't have it yet, I'm going to attract it now, and so that I will be happy, which just sends out a vibration that's opposite of the reality where he already has that thing. Or for people who understand this principle thoroughly, they're not able to hold that high frequency consistently enough. And here's the key. It's not because they don't want to hold that frequency consistently. It's because there's so much going on in our consciousness and on the outside that are affecting our frequency all the time. So unless the person's really devoting a majority of his time making sure he's holding that higher frequency, all those feelings, chances are he'd fall back to his quote-unquote normal vibration in his day-to-day, moment-to-moment life. Either because of his habitual thinking or something happens on the outside, then he reacts to it and feels bad. And at some point, he'd remember to hold the frequency again and stay there for some time, and then he'd drop again. There's not enough consistency in his energy frequency for him to meet that reality he wants to attract. And that takes me to reason number 3. Everything I share in essence is to help you first reach higher and higher frequency, and then stay there consistently until it becomes your new normal. And as a result, you must receive everything you desire in perfect timing. As we just talked of, most of us have lots and lots going on in our consciousness and a very complex energy field. And because of our observing and reactive nature, energy is also easily impacted and swayed by the outside world. And that's a huge reason why it's so hard to maintain a particular higher frequency in order to manifest a specific thing. So instead, my approach, as well as my purpose, is to help you steadily but surely clear your energy field and expand your consciousness, which inevitably raises your vibration. You'll be happier, more empowered, you'll have more clarity on a consistent basis. These are all signs of higher and purer frequency. And as your vibration are consistently at a higher frequency, everything you desire will come to you effortlessly and naturally, because all those things you want are vibrating at a higher frequency. That's why I teach inner peace, forgiving, loving self, accepting self and others, self-worth, being present, dealing with negativity and challenges, being your own leader, the power of crystals, emotional freedom, consciousness evolution, on and on. All those seemingly irrelevant subjects all have everything to do with your success and having everything you desire. Reason number 4, attract what you want is not the point. It's not ever complete for this whole conversation if this is not included. For anything we desire to have them because we believe we will feel good, feel wonderful, feel happy. So getting the success, getting the thing, getting the lover, whatever that is really not the point. The point is you want to be happy. So isn't it just the most delicious thing to realize that when you get happy first, then everything will fall into your lap effortlessly as a byproduct. Now you know why I call it effortless success, because it is effortless when you truly understand this. It's the truest truth to say. The only price you need to pay to live your desired life is to be happy. And when you're efforting, you're really not matching with the energy frequency. And that's why it's so hard, if at all, to get the success you so wanted. Isn't it interesting? Efforts are actually pushing away what you want. Last but definitely not the least, reason number 5, this journey of reaching for what you want is where life is at. I live and breathe in this truth every single day. That is, there's no hurry in getting things that we want. In the moment of getting that thing, we will have something else to reach for, because that's just how the engine of life works. That engine is desire, new desires and new desires, and that drive our existence and creation in this physicality. So instead of teaching you how to get something, I want to teach you how to make this the most fabulous journey. Instead of teaching you how to get something fast, I want to teach you how to be so happy in the now that you don't even care when that thing comes. And then it must come fast. And ultimately, my mission and my purpose comes down to guiding you in expanding your consciousness, in awakening you to the fullness of who you are as an energy being, a powerfully creative being. In sharing everything I share, it just naturally fulfills this purpose. So for all the contents that you resonate with, it means one thing: you are awakening, you're expanding your consciousness, and that's just such a thrilling thing for me. Now you know why I am not waving the flag of law of attraction and teaching you how to get something you want. You are guaranteed to get what you truly want, dear friend. No need to compromise, no need to settle. You only need to let go that grip and really get into the energy flow. You're here to make this journey of living magnificently delicious. When you make that your new motto, everything you want will just flow to you. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.